where that's coming from. But yeah, God said, let's get extra, let's get glamorous. It's Mr. J.
If he don't love you anymore, just walk your fine ass out the door. I do my hair talk, check my nails.
Happy Friday, it's your boy Mr. J, back again with another video. This is my third YouTube video. I may not seem excited today or hype. Today is a day where I am down. I'm tired. I'm stressed. Not because of anything detrimental. You know, school, this is the second week of school. A lot of stuff is going on. You know, college is not as fun as everybody makes it seem sometimes. Today I'll be talking about my faith in God, my journey with God, and the most devastating news I could get before entering college in 2019. Let's get into this video. Let's get extra, let's get glamorous, and it's your boy, Mr. J. Okay, after coming from that sad intro, I just want to talk about my faith in God, and my journey with God, and woo. Okay, and the most devastating news I could have received before I entered college in 2019. As you all know, I'm in college in the state of Arkansas. I go to the University of the Ozarks. I am also a PSSP recipient of 2019. PSSP means Public School Scholarship recipient, you know. That process was hard. It wasn't easy. It was really a hard process. But we're not gonna get into that. That's a story for a different day. Get into this puff. Get into this color. Get into the glow. But yeah, I want to talk about my faith in God and my journey with God. My journey began when I entered grade 9. Like what some people would say junior school, the ending of junior school, I started to take my love for God and my love of God seriously. We all fall short of the glory of God. We are all sinful. We are all hypocrites. You know, we ask God to forgive us, but we go back into stealing, we go back into cursing, we go back into lying, we go back into drinking, we go back into adultery, we go back into these sins, you know, and no sin is greater than none. I'm not here to stand and judge anyone, because like I say in my first ever video, I'm on a journey of getting to know myself and getting to be a better person, you know? But at the same time and token, we all have that walk, that warfare between the world and God. You know, and I wouldn't say I'm the biggest religious person, or I'm T.D. Jakes or Joel Osteen or Joyce Myers, but I believe in God. I believe in a God. You know, I was brought up in a Christian home. My grandmother is a Christian. My mom isn't a Christian, but I guess she's a Christian now. I know, but I grew up around people who believe in God. God is all I heard growing up. Trust Him. Pray. You know, ask Him to guide you. Ask Him to lead you. And sometimes I would stand there and be like, y'all really giving this man a lot of power. That's how I used to be when I was young. not understanding fully who God was. I would be like, God really giving this man a lot of power. Until I hit the age where I could understand, and that was grade 9. Grade 9 was a tough year for me. That year was so tough. You know, me and my mom had a falling out. I will cry. Remember, we had a falling out. You know, we was going through our trials and tribulations, and God sent my Grammy. Ooh, I don't cry. Where it's coming from, but yeah, God sent my angel my Grammy, and for a while, my grandmother was the only person in my corner. Shout out to you, Rolly. I love you. I love you so, so much. If it's anyone I love my grandmother. Because my grandmother believed in me. My grandmother did not give up, you know, because I was not perfect. You know, sometimes I was a burden. You know, it wasn't my grandmother's job. Her children were grown. Her children is grown. I'm not a child, I'm a grandchild. And she extended the olive branch to take me in and nurture me. And she did just that. I would not be standing here if it wasn't for the grace of God and my grandmother. And I'm going to be completely honest. And no hate towards my mother, because me and my mother have a great relationship. But they know I love Kiara Cleo Clark different. I love my Grammy different. That's a different. You know? You can't forget the people who was there for you. And I feel like God placed her there in the midst of my depression and in the midst of my suicidal thoughts. You know, at the end of the day, you give people their flowers whilst they're alive. And I always give my mother her flowers, my grandmother her flowers, my siblings their flowers. You know, I let them know I love them. And y'all are important to me. And my grandmother was the person who established faith in me. You know, my grandmother told me, you can't want to do better if you ain't putting in no work. Faith without works is dead, Jojo. That's what she's called me. Faith without works is dead, Jonathan. And you being a rebel in school, you doing this in school, you being the ungodly being people want you to be, it's not going to get you nowhere. And I'm not talking about sexuality. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about the person you are. You know, you being mean and you being stink and you being distasteful to people will not get you nowhere. I've had doors open for me just by smiling at a person, just by telling a person, sweetie, I love your hair. Girl, you're beautiful. I get praise for just giving people compliments when I don't even look for praise. You know, it's the person you are. And I wasn't always this person. I wasn't always positive. No one who was positive now was always a positive person. I don't care what no one say. You had your time, but you was negative, depressed, couldn't go through it. You know what I mean? And to fast forward, my grandmother, she helps me believe in God more, trust in God more. You know, and my relationship with God right now is great, if you ask me. Like, I talk to him, he talks to me, and I don't want people to feel like that's scary, because we all think it's our conscience talking to us, but it's God. You know, when a bottle is thrown at you, and you want answer, you want pounce on it, who do you think that is telling you leave that alone? That's God. And I live by I live by this. If I fight every battle that God throws at me, when am I going to recognize the blessings that he gave to me? The blessings he bestowed upon me. When I'm going to take the time out and say, wow, I'm really blessed. I don't want this video to go over 15 minutes, so I'm going to get into the devastating news I received before coming to college. The day before college was hectic for me, busy, and I had to pick up my blood works, you know. And I went to the clinic, and I was happy because, hey, I was going to college the next day. Went to the doctor, he was looking at my results, and he was like, everything's fine, but. When I had a but, I was like, but what? What you mean? I good, I feel fine, you know? And he said, we can't allow you to go to school. I was like, no, I go to school, I work hard for this. I work hard for this junk. I go to school. You know what can stop me from going to school? God know how hard I work for this. And in that moment, God told me, Jonathan, be humble. Sit low. This is a different journey I'm putting you on. And the doctor told me, well, Jonathan, we're diagnosing you with diabetes. Who? What? You gotta be kidding me. I feel fine. I'm okay. What are you talking about? And in that moment, I look at my Grammy. She looked at me. I look at the doctor. We look at each other. I say, Lord, another battle I have to fight. At that moment, I felt like, you know what? Cheeks, I die. Because I can't live on no medication. I can't live on no college. I was going to college. And I had to do everything in my power to be healthy on my own. You know, and it was hard. It was hard being away from home and having to be healthy. Yeah, but I'm here. I'm here a year later with diabetes, but it's under control. I lost weight. I changed my diet. I only drink water and mind my business. So, yeah, only a few will understand how that diagnosis impacted me. It was life-changing after all that, getting a scholarship, graduating with honors, and then to end that with, hey, you're diagnosed with diabetes, but you gotta go to college. God was like, ain't no stopping here. You gotta go. If your ticket paid for, your tuition paid for, you have to go. This is not gonna stop you. Go on that treadmill, exercise, drink that water, take that medication. And a year later, I'm good. A year later, I'm good. You know? And I have accepted that you will go through it smoothly if you trust God. My number one thing in my household at home is God got it. And when I say God got it, He have it. He got it, sweetie. Let it go. He got it. Because me as a living testimony, I'm standing here. And I ain't even talking about the things I really went through. I'm just talking about something that is recent, something that still today I'm like with Mother Freeze. When that first happened to me, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know if I was going to make it to 2020. I didn't know if I was going to make it to be a sophomore in college. But look at me now, honey. Look at me now. Beautiful. Overcomer. In college. A sophomore in college. A 3.9 student, not to brag. You know, won't He do it? Oh, yes, He will. And to end on this video, I want you all to stay safe. Believe in yourself. Know your worth. Love your family. Love your friends. Even love yourself. It's Mr. J. Let's get extra. Let's get glamorous. And I will see you next time.